tomorrow for my shot day. But I still had to come here to give you some updates as to what is happening to me, particularly so on today, because by now it's now 2:45. On a normal Monday, I would have gotten my shot already. So you can imagine the hunger pangs are slowly knocking in. However, I think I do have something in the reservoir that will tie me over until tomorrow. So while the hunger pangs have been there and the food noises have been there, I've been able to control them with whatever tools I have been able to do thus far throughout this last 7 weeks. So I'm very happy about that, because really and truly, I would have probably been, behaving bad had I not had 7 weeks of the magic jab in my system. So I'm very happy about that. But first thing tomorrow morning, yes, doc, first thing tomorrow morning, she'll be at your office to get my Mounjaro 5 mg shot. So that's the first update for today. Today, really though, did I have anything to eat? No, I don't recall having anything to eat. And the hunger pangs are not too bad. I mean, the food noise, they're there, but I don't know if it's because today was somewhat of a busy day for me. But I don't think I had too much issues with wanting to eat something. Yeah, so we'll see how tomorrow goes. But certainly tomorrow will be a job day. Um, I thought this week in my week 8 update, and particularly so for Mounjaro Monday, I thought I would have done something a little different. Not about updating you on my weight and side effects and all of that. Albeit I still am at 188 with the gain, the 3 pound gain. Remember, I was telling you that I actually went down to 185.4 or maybe 185.2, but now I'm back up to 188. I don't know what happened. Still I try to figure it out. Still going to try to figure it out. But until then, we just keep it moving. I guess we'll know what happened tomorrow when I have my activity logs in front of me to discuss with my doctor. So today is a little bit different because I'm not going to give you the standard updates, even though I just did in actuality. But I want to talk about the science behind the GLP-1 medications, the method of it. I want to also talk about some of the myths surrounding GLP-1s. And of course, I'm going to leave you with the message that I want you to know regarding the GLP-1 treatment. So today we can call this vlog GLP-1 the 3Ms. I think that's what I'm going to call it, guys. GLP-1 3Ms. So the reason why I wanted to do this particular vlog is because my sister, who she's not against me taking a jab to lose weight, but she's often concerned that, something so, evasive is leading to such great results. Like, she can't understand the science behind it. Albeit I try to explain it to her, and she's concerned. She's my family. She's my sissy. So I know she's concerned, and I just thought there may be other persons like my sister, just equally as concerned when they watch these vlogs and watch these episodes and watch our journey or experience on Mounjaro or any other one of the GLP-1 branded or compounded version. People will be concerned. That's just a reality, and that's just the nature of men. So I thought this week I will do something different, which is I'll try to explain the science behind it, some of the myths surrounding GLP-1s, and as I said, I'll leave you with my fantabulous message around all of this. So let's get started. First of all, what exactly is GLP? Now you hear we just refer to this thing in a very 3-letter kind of a way, GLP-1, GIP, and all of that. But the scientific name for GLP-1 stands for glycagon-like peptide 1. And what is glycagon peptide 1? It's a natural hormone that your body produces after you've eaten, right? And what it does, so in itself, it mimics that natural hormone. The drug mimics a natural hormone. but your body produces this hormone in the form of glycagon-like peptide, right? And it actually helps to regulate blood sugar, appetite, and digestion. And I would have said this before in my other vlogs, but I just wanted to, for the first time, put an actual name to what we have been calling GLP-1s. So again, a GLP-1 stands for glycagon like peptide 1, which is a natural hormone produced in the gut after eating, right? So when you take a GLP-1 medication like Ozempic or Wegovy, Mounjaro or Zepbound, these are all the branded versions of the drug, or if you take a compounded version of the drug, ultimately what you're doing is you're giving your body a synthetic version of what your body naturally produces, right? And because you're giving your body that synthetic version of the hormone, you will find that it will last longer than the actual hormone itself. The science behind it, how they actually compound it, how they actually develop the mimic hormone, makes it one that once it is injected in your body, then it lasts longer than the actual hormone itself. So you can just imagine that your blood sugar is more controlled by the synthetic version of the drug, and also your digestion is slowed down under greater conditions than it would have been if you were utilizing your natural GLP-1 in your body. So how exactly does it work? So here is the science behind it. So it acts on your brain as an appetite suppression, which means that the GLP receptors in your brain sends a signal that you are full. And this happens, as I said, naturally from the hormone, the GLP hormone itself. And because we're using this synthetic version, or what is being mimicked, then we have a longer signal to the brain that is telling our brain for over a greater period of time that we are full, right? So because it's doing that, what it is actually doing in its real sense is that it is reducing your hunger, your cravings, and any form of emotional eating that would normally happen. So whether you're just eating because you're happy, or whether you're eating because you're sad, or whether you're eating because you're depressed, these are things that in the mind of a normal person who is not obese happens naturally, because they have this hormone almost close to what the GLP synthetic version is. But in persons with an obesity condition, their hormone naturally produced is not being extended in the same way that it is being extended in the person without the condition, this chronic and progressive disease, right? Because remember, we've established that obesity is a disease. That is where we want everybody to start thinking. It's not just something that we're doing because we just, one, lazy and don't want to work out, or two, we just find food to be extremely appetizing. I can tell you, again, I've done it all. Done the gym, done the this, and still have BMIs indicating that I'm obese, okay? So how it works again, apart from acting on your brain to tell your brain that you are full, it also helps to regulate and control your blood sugar. How it does this? So it stimulates your pancreas to release insulin when blood sugar rises, okay? And it also blocks glucagon, the hormone that raises the blood sugar, right? And what will happen when both of these things are happening simultaneously is that this glucose level will now not have that quicker spike or crash. So this is why this drug particularly was designed for persons that are diabetic. And of course, because of its impact on your appetite, naturally you're losing weight. So you can now see the correlation between the medication for the purpose of controlling your blood sugar levels and its impact on weight loss. It's just together. They just walk hand in hand. And again, the fourth way in which it works is that it slows digestion. So this is how when you look at the drug you being used to slow digestion, it's about gastric emptiness, or emptying rather. So however your food is being emptied from your gastrointestinal tracts or passage, then the GLP-1 allows that to take place at a much slower rate. So your digestion level when you intake something takes longer to leave your system because of the synthetic version of the GLP-1. So practical example, you eat at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? And you probably had a decent breakfast. It's the first meal of the day. You want to have a decent breakfast. But then your digestion happens very quickly without a synthetic version of the drug. Or in persons who are not obese, it may happen in a similar way. Digestion is longer. But for persons who have this obesity condition, digestion will not happen at this slow pace. It happens very quickly. So what will happen in a person who is not obese, by the time they have their breakfast, it takes them a longer time before they get to their next meal. So of course the blood sugar is not rising because they're allowing their body to go through a fasting period before the blood sugar gets up, right? However, because you're in a state now that your GLP-1 is not as active as the synthetic version or as active as it would be in somebody that is not obese, by the time you have that breakfast, in a short space of time, that food gets digested very fast. And the fast way in which the food gets digested now makes you add another meal to that already slowly digested food, right? Or sorry, that fast digested food, guys. Stay with me. Yeah, stay with me. So let me do that again. So in the person who is obese or the person who is not on a GLP-1, their digestive system moves very fast, which makes it easier for them to crave and want to add something to a meal that they've already had. In a person who is not suffering from obesity, or in a person who is on a GLP-1, meaning the medication, what will happen is that their digestive system slows down. So the emptying of the stomach takes place at a slower pace. So if they are having something in the morning at 8 o'clock, because they're still feeling that level of fullness and the gastric emptiness is not happening as rapid, then that food stays in their system for a longer period of time. Hence, they are not eating as much meals as an obese person or as a person who is not on a GLP-1. Now, remember, guys, let me put a disclaimer out there. I am not a medical doctor. I don't know how much time I must say this, but I'm going to say it every time that I'm speaking about the science behind GLP-1, simply because I want you to talk to your doctors about what it is I am saying so that you get your own medical clarification. This is just information and entertainment, guys. Information, entertainment on some really serious topics. Okay, that out of the way. So in how the synthetic versions of GLP-1 operates, then the body will naturally go through a weight loss process that is also adjusting the metabolic system. So all in all, the science behind it is that if the appetite is reduced, yeah, because of what GLP-1 is doing in its synthetic version, not the natural version now, in a synthetic version, so appetite is reduced, your calorie intake is also reduced, and the body starts to burn stored fat. Now, we all know what happens when the body burns stored fat. You're going to lose weight, yeah? You're going to naturally lose weight. So all in all, GLP-1s improve your fat metabolism directly. And that is how the actual hormone synthesized works in your body once you have taken it. So the summary of it and what we should take away from the method of GLP-1 is that it's a medication that mimics your body's natural hormone and glucose control system. Of course, making metabolism work with you instead of against you. They are not stimulants or fat burners, but are hormone regulators, right? So that's something that we just need to keep reminding ourselves when somebody comes to us and want to say, why you on this, or why you're not doing it the natural way, why you cheating, why you don't work harder, why. And I myself have been a receiver. Yes, I've been a receiver of a lot of those comments, mainly from persons who know me well, that think they can bring that kind of a, thing to me. Because of course, if you don't know me and you ask me, I'm going to tell you it's none of your business. That's just the reality of who I am. You don't know me, you see me losing weight, you don't know me, I'm going to tell you, hey, maybe depending on my mood that the particular day, I'll tell you. But if in general, if I don't know you, like anybody else, guys, it's not unique to me. Like anybody else, if somebody is a stranger who wants and walks up to you and asks you something and you don't want to tell him, you're going to say, hey, none of your business, keep it moving. But if you are within my circle, or you are within my space of persons that I think can bring something like this to me, I will explain it to you. I'll let you know, hey guys, I trouble from this condition. You may not suffer from it. It's obesity. It's not a joke. It's not something that I am capable of addressing by myself. I need a particular tool to help me along the way. Now, Oprah Winfrey had come out recently and she expressed what it is to be an obese person and not being able to get the help and support needed to fight obesity for her. And we all know Oprah struggled with weight loss from we know her, right? So plus girl have money, girl can get chef to cook for her and what the people them name way help her with gym instructor. Girl can get all of them something because her money tall up. But girl is always overweight. She overweight more time than she's skinny. But for this 2024-2025, we have seen Oprah and quite some other celebrities drop weight. We need to understand that it's not a fab. Well, maybe for some persons it's a fab. Certainly for me and I guess for Oprah and some of the other celebrities like Serena Williams or Kelly Clarkson, they do suffer from obesity to the point where this has been the only help that they could have gotten. Now, one thing I ask myself, if these people have money and have all the resources at their fingertip to help them to remain slim and go through this thing and have decent blood sugar levels and all of that, who is me? Who is me? I don't have none of those things. The last time I checked, I don't have a butler, I don't have a chef, I don't have a gym instructor, I don't have none of those things. I only have the GLP-1 to help so I'm going to work with it, yeah? But separate and apart from how it works and understanding the theory of it, I want to go through the evolution of the GLP-1. So let us take it to the evolution. So the craze about GLP-1 is nothing new. We know about fen-phen, when fen-phen was causing people to have heart attack. Yes, guys, I'll do another video on fen-phen. As it's for GLP-1, but we'll do another thing on that. But the evolution of GLP-1s started of late. The recent wave of it started as late as 2021. And it continues to have this trend and this wave going to where we are at as of today. Guys, I need to slow down my talking. And in my real life, I don't talk so fast. But it's because me have to watch the timer. I don't talk so fast on a normal day. Alright, so the first evolution, yes, because we're going from one to other, different phases. So the first evolution of the GLP-1s in 2021 has been the semaglutide. Now, the semaglutide is the main ingredient that was found in Ozempic, which was for diabetics, and Wegovy that came along for weight loss and obesity. So remember, these GLP-1s are targeting two chronic and progressive conditions, which is diabetic statuses and obesity levels, right? So the first one that came out in 2021 was Ozempic and Wegovy. Ozempic for diabetics and Wegovy for obesity persons. And the main ingredient in those two branded versions of the GLP-1 was the semaglutide. That's the main ingredient. Now, let us break down the semaglutide. Now, the semaglutide is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. That means it is only mimicking one hormone in its synthetic form, right? And in that form, again, general to all, is a suppression of appetite and the improved glycemic control. It is administered weekly as an injection. Now let us go to the evolution of it now from the semaglutide, which is the main ingredient found in Ozempic and Wegovy, to what is now tirzepatide, which is the 2 receptor agonist in the form of Mounjaro. So it's not to say that Ozempic and Wegovy are not good, but it is now an evolving medication or treatment for diabetic and obesity persons. Now, as you have heard me speak over the last 7 to 8 weeks, I am on the tirzepatide version of the drug in the form of Mounjaro, branded by Eli Lilly. And all of these evolution of the GLP-1s, they do come in compound versions as well as branded versions. And I'll explain compound version in a little bit. But the tirzepatide in the form of Mounjaro branded is a dual receptor. It is a GLP-1 and a GIP. Now, both of them are pathways to enhance insulin secretion and reduce appetite. And again, it is administered weekly. And what happens is, again, it is mimicking those hormones that are naturally produced in your body, but are not naturally produced at the level that it has been synthesized in, meaning the range of how long you can benefit from it. And you know, I talk about retatrutide over and over again because, one, I'm excited about it. I've seen what Mounjaro has done for me. Guys, remember I tell you now, I'll just give you a reminder. I started this journey 7 weeks ago at 215 pounds. And as at today, this morning, I was 188 and I went down as low as 185. As I said, I don't know what happened to the 3-pound gain, but we'll figure that out. But retatrutide is the newest GLP-1 receptor that is to come on the market. Now, there has been a lot of black market version of retatrutide, and the FDA has come out and said, listen, if you're taking these things, they have not been approved by the FDA, so desist and stop and all of that. So we are waiting on this to be formally released to the market by the FDA and Eli Lilly, and also to end its trial phase. So it's still in trial, they're still testing with the persons who are part of the test group, the clinical trials. But let me just tell you what is the receptors that it is mimicking. So it is mimicking a GLP-1, a GIP-1, and glucagon, right? So the combination of all 3 receptors activate to regulate your appetite, your glucose metabolism, and energy expenditure. So guys, for all of those times when you were on your semaglutide or your tirzepatide and your energy level was whippy-whopping and you just thought to yourself, I remember I told you about this, and you were thinking, I'm so tired, then this version of the drug, evolutionized in retatrutide, is now adding that to the mix, right? Again, we are still in clinical trials, so nobody should really have it legally, but as you know, people are on the space, within the space and within the community that are taking these drugs. So we have looked at the science, the method. Let's talk now about the myth. Now, why do people think it is an easy way out? Well, people will come up to you and say, oh, you take the easy way out because you don't want to go to the gym, or you don't want to curb your appetite, and you want to eat, and you want to do, and you want to do. No. This is not an easy way out, guys, because it is something that has to be managed and managed effectively. Remember, guys, you're getting the side effects like nobody's business. This is not something that we take and we don't suffer some of the consequences, so to speak. There are side effects, albeit there are manageable side effects. But if it was an easy way out, a lot of us would have not opted to vomit, to be constipated, to have nausea, to have hair loss. Come on, guys. That would not be an easy way out. So stop indicating that persons on the GLP-1 have taken the easy way out. It isn't the easy way out. It is for us the only way out. Stop saying easy, guys. It's not easy. It's not magic either. I love to say it's a magic jab, but the reality of it is not really magic. It is actually medicine. And like any other chronic condition, if you have a chronic condition, what are you going to do? You're going to get help. And sometimes the help comes in the form of medication. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is. People talk about the laziness. Only lazy, don't want to go to the gym and all of that and all of that. Guys, I have been to the gym. I have 3 gym membership. You notice my 3. Not lying, guys. I have 3 gym membership. But I have never lost any real weight. I get down to a size and I'm there in the gym every day, every other day, every weekend, and just not going anywhere. And I gave up. I gave up. So at this point in time, it's not the easy way out. It was my only way out. And as I said, if you think of it as cheating, it's really sad. It's really sad if that's how you consider what we are doing to be cheating. Because in actuality, it is not cheating, but for me, it is treating a condition. That's it. That's it. So in closing, my message, haven't given you the method and the myth. It's a door. It's a door that was opened. It's a toolbox that was open, and we had the tools to assist. And some of us walk through it, and we have been able to be blessed by this. For many of us, if we did not get an opportunity to go on a GLP-1s, we would have been having blood sugar spikes so high that we would have been probably lost vision, kidney, liver, arm, legs, toes. So guys, treat the situation with kindness when somebody says that they're on a GLP-1, because you really don't know why. Yeah? So extend some grace as any other condition that is chronic and progressive. So guys, thank you once again for joining my week 8 update. And just to clarify what happens on a GLP-1, the science, the belief, the message, the 3 M's. Thank you for joining, and as always, join me next time when we talk about another interesting topic in the journey to Mounjaro. See you guys.